Hello.
Hello.
Let's put the gloves on, the talking gloves. Because we got to do convoying part 2. Even though we're doing it, even though nobody bought our ebook bundle yet. And we said we won't do it unless we sell an ebook bundle.
Yep.
But we have faith in you guys. That maybe if you've watched through part 2 this video, then you might go buy that ebook bundle. And if you do, we can do more talking videos like this.
Yep.
Because this is going to take a long time to make, and we want to do it now because we want to get it sort of off our chest as well. So the longer we have to wait till someone buys the bundle, the longer we cannot tell the story that we want to tell. That makes sense? So you can buy this ebook bundle on...
payhip.com/petersmithphotobooks.
That's payhip.com/petersmithphotobooks. And not only you getting ebooks, photo books, you also get our van life book that we wrote about how to live van life like we do on a low budget.
Yeah.
And a lot of do's and don'ts in it. And also we have a route guide, how to get to snowboarding locations, especially for Europe, through France and Spain, towards Portugal. Very helpful. And we used to make a monthly magazine for a year and a half that we converted into an ebook as well. So there's that for you to enjoy. That's also over 200 pages. And all of that is combined in the ebook bundle, including Petra's yearly photo books. And she just dropped the photo book 2025. That was just last year.
Indeed.
With over 130 photos for your enjoyment. And all of that helps. If the more bundle, that's why we made this bundle. The more bundles we sell, the more videos we can make. Not only talking videos like this one is going to be, but also traveling videos. Wouldn't you like to see those? We would like to make those. And that's so everything we sell goes back into the channel.
Yeah, always.
And if we don't sell a lot, there won't be a lot of videos. Proof of that is last year, where we made maybe 2 videos for the whole year.
Yeah, true.
But before that, we always used to do weekly videos and even a lot of bonus videos. So we did over 100 videos per year. Usually about our full-time van lives. Also because we are in the Netherlands, we are the first full-time van lifers ever who vlog about it, who vlog about their life. Not the first full-timers in general, but in the niche, doing van life and being open and transparent about it and honest, our honest experience. We talk about the good and the bad. That's also why we're making this video, which... truth speaking, if you look at the political situation, people get assassinated for speaking the truth all the time. Doesn't stop us. We're brave people. We're brave people, Petra and I. Doesn't stop us from truth speaking also about van life within the niche. So it's not political. It's about the van life. We're speaking the truth. And this video is part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, we're making a two-parter series about convoying. Should you or shouldn't you do it? And what is convoying again?
Traveling with at least 2 vehicles.
2 motorhomes, 2 campervans, motorhome and a campervan. Or in our case, a super old campervan and a very new campervan. So, in the last part 1 of this series, which we uploaded 2 days ago, we talk about we got an offer to go convoying, and we didn't take the offer. We talk about why we didn't take that offer. If you want to see that video first, you can. You can also watch part 2 first and then part 1. It's not. Doesn't matter. So that's the household things are out of the way. So if you like this video, this talk that we're going to do now. Please, 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 we urge you, don't wait, buy our ebook bundle. Our van life vlogs depend on it, our ability to take time out of our day to make these kind of videos. Because it's not only this hour filming it, and we're doing this all unscripted out of the tops of our heads.
Indeed.
But it also takes away time for us to make money other ways.
True.
So this cough stays in. I'm not going to cut that out. You get it unfiltered, uncensored, and also in that raw. And we're in that sense we're also sort of original and unique in the van life niche scene.
Yes.
So for many times we went snowbirding by ourselves in the camper van. And while we were snowbirding in Portugal, we met an English couple.
Yep.
The wife was a nurse and the guy was a mechanic, and they helped us out when we had a problem with our van at the time. So, and not only they helped us out, but it also clicked. We had a lot of common interests.
Yeah.
We both like series. We had the same sort of sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it clicked. So we had a lot sort of,
Movie buffs.
yeah, we're both movie buffs, and so we spent the sort of the first year getting to know each other a bit better. So we sat outside together, the four of us, and we had a lot of their English. They made a lot of tea for us. They had cookies.
Yes.
So it clicked, and then afterwards we were back in the Netherlands, and they wanted to visit the Netherlands. So in the summer of 2019.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I don't want to get this wrong.
Oh.
And let's see, we had the COVID year.
2020. Yeah.
It was in 19 into 20.
Then we went.
Then we met them. And so the 2020 into the 2021. Oh, no, we didn't go.
No.
22, we stayed in the States. I should have prepared this. It's playlist 3A. That's us going with them convoying to the south. I think it was end of 2022 into 2023.
Yeah.
So you can check that. We got the it's playlist snowbirding route 3A.
Yeah.
And 3B is sort of Portugal back to the Netherlands, but 3A is the one where we went with them from the Netherlands, top of the Netherlands, to Portugal.
Yeah.
In convoy.
Correct.
Now, before we go into this, I'm sorry, it's like I said, it's not scripted. From the top of my head, I just want to cover all bases.
Yeah.
So, I talked about in part one. I talked about compatibility. So, are they full timers like we are? No, they are house dwellers. They are actually 2 houses in Spain. So they live full time in Spain, and then they take the van for a couple of months to go to Portugal because they think Spain is too cold in the winter. So to save on heat, they go to Portugal where the weather is a bit better. But for them, it's normally it's only like maybe half a day's drive from their house in Spain to Portugal. But for us, it's 3,500 kilometers.
Yep.
It's 2 or 3 weeks of driving to get to Portugal. But since they were in the Netherlands, they said, shall we go together? Now, also, I talked about this in part one, the situation. We are Vanlife. We do Vanlife on a super low income.
Yep.
Our YouTube is our livelihood. The support we get from people buying our ebooks or doing PayPal donations, link in description.
Yep.
That's our livelihood.
Yep.
We don't get, we're not retired. We don't have savings. We don't have, like I said many times, we don't have the family helping us financially or otherwise, not even with an address. So everything, our livelihood is YouTube. The English couple does have savings. They both have pensions, and they have much more money, a lot more money than we have. So,
Red flag 1.
Huh?
Red flag 1.
Yeah, it gives me a
Not
little
compa-
spoiler.
Not
Compatibility, why? No, it's all right.
Oh, okay.
Red flag one, yes. The red flag in the sense that, are you compatible? If you look financially compatible, I mean, we don't have a lot of money. They do have a lot of money. But the English and British are known to be on cheap. They try to save as much money.
Stingy.
So in that sense, it is compatible. So even though they had a lot of money, they'd want to go travel not touristy routes like the other woman that we talked about in the first part.
Yeah, true.
They wanted to go on the cheap as well. And we wanted to go on the cheap too. So in that sense, we were compatible.
Yeah.
Motorhome-wise, we have an old van
They didn't.
that we paid 3,000 euros for. They have a new van that they paid over 30,000 euros for. Because vans are cheaper in Spain to buy. So they have a brand new van.
We didn't.
We have an old one. So van-wise, you're not so compatible. Because, and that was one reason that when they suggested to us, let's go snowboarding together, they came to visit us in the Netherlands. They said, would you like to go snowboarding with us?
Yeah.
And we said no. At first we said no.
Yeah, true.
Because we have this old Renault Master van.
Yep.
The top speed is 70 kilometers an hour on the flat. We haven't driven up a hill in the Netherlands because there are no hills.
No.
It's 70 kilometers on the flat. And the engine is really, really loud. And it's between us.
Yes.
And if you watched any of our vlogs where we let you hear the engine noise, and then you subscribers complain about why don't you put music under it? Because we want to give you that real. Sometimes we do, but put music under it. But we want to give you the real noise.
Yeah.
So that means if you're gonna travel for 3,500 kilometers, that's 3,500 kilometers of noise one way, and 3,500 kilometers of noise other way.
Yeah.
Means you have to shout to each other to understand each other. And so that means also that when you drive, you can only drive a few hours before you're completely drained from the noise.
Yeah.
While if you have a super brand new van, that's faster, that drives itself. It has power steering, which we didn't have.
Yep.
It has good seats, which we didn't have. And it can go much faster. And in a new van that goes like from itself almost, you can drive for hours and still be as fresh as if you just got out of bed.
Yep.
So we told them, we don't want to convoy with you.
Yep.
Because of this reason, we don't know yet if we have enough money to pay for all the fuel, even to get to Portugal. Well, they had no problem financially, so they could afford it. And we didn't know if our Renault Master would survive the journey. And we didn't know how would it handle in the mountains. We hadn't driven our Renault Master for more than half an hour at a time. Since that we bought it, and we had to buy it out of necessity because our other van didn't get through the safety inspection, the van that went before the Renault Master. So we just lived in it and drove it as least as possible. Less as possible.
Less, I think, yeah.
At least, yeah.
Less as possible.
We're Dutch, we're not native English. So eventually we said, this is not, to ourselves also, this is not a van to go snowboarding with.
No.
Also not by ourselves, because
No. True.
of these reasons. Also, and that's a bit of a side note, but fueling up, there was a problem with fueling up, which meant that you spend a lot of, normally you fuel up, you're done in 10 seconds. You got a full tank.
Yeah.
With this old Renault Master, there was a problem in the shape of the fuel line.
Yes. The
Fuel pipe. It had a 90-degree angle, so fueling up was really, really slow. So you don't look forward to fueling up.
No.
And you don't want to, if you're going to go on a 3,500 kilometer trip, one way, you're going to have to fuel up a lot of times. And then you're going to hold up the line because it goes really slow. So there was a lot of reasons for us to say we don't want to do that. We don't want to go convoying with you.
No. True.
And in hindsight, but that's the wonderful thing, we gave the answer no.
Yeah. True.
And we should have stuck with that.
Yeah.
That's a little
Side note.
side note, right?
Yeah.
We should have stuck with that. But
Because usually no means no.
no means no.
Yeah.
Also because we didn't have the sort of the money yet for the
Travel.
fuel. So let alone if you need money for a repair, then you also instantly
Yeah.
have a problem. And it doesn't mean that you travel with, if you go traveling with somebody who does have money, does not mean that you can all automatically assume or expect them to cover your expenses. So if you cannot expect them to cover also their own fuel and our fuel, or you cannot expect them to cover our costs.
No, of course.
But they did sort of make us an offer we couldn't refuse.
True.
So this was my sort of introduction.
Wow.
Petra, what was the offer that they made after we said, no, we cannot go convoying with you?
Well, the offer they made was we can fix your van along the way. Should something not work or break or...
Yeah, the man had
Mechanical talent.
mechanical talent.
Yeah.
And he had a trailer with him on the van,
Yeah.
which had a lot of tools in it. And some tools he especially brought
Yeah.
for our van
Yeah.
that he thought he might need in case we would go convoying with them. So they said, don't worry, you'll be traveling with your own personal pit crew.
Yeah, indeed.
And
Yeah.
so we said, well, we don't know how that will go, because we are slow. We can only get 70 kilometers on the flat, top speed.
Yep.
Oh, look, is that eagles?
Oh, wow.
Some eagles out.
Nice. Oh, cool.
And they said, because usually when they travel alone, they cover like 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours of driving. So they drive usually in 3 days, usually from the UK, top of France. They take the ferry UK to France. And in 3 days they drive to Spain to their house. Well, we take 3 weeks. So we told them, look, if you want speed, you cannot convoy with us.
No.
Because we don't even know if this van can drive for longer than half an hour. So they said,
True.
But it was really tempting because they said, well, we're going to fix your van as we drive together. We're going to fix your van along the way.
All problems that arise, we can fix.
And so we said, okay, we'll have to think about that. But we also said, we're YouTubers. Can we film you? Because we're gonna vlog our journey as we always do.
Yep.
And they knew they watched our channel. But if we're gonna convoy together, you'll be in the view as well.
Yep.
And are you all right with that? And what did they say?
No.
That was the second big red flag. So we should have said, because I just was explaining, YouTube is the way we earn most of our income, and it's not a lot. So if they sort of say we don't want to be in the videos, we could film while we were driving, but we could never show you when we were arriving what we do afterwards, like we normally would show you the site that we're on, because they were in the view.
Yeah.
They would be in the view, and then we couldn't film it. They would be walking through the field of through the lens of the camera. I would be talking, so the audio would pick them up. And so we had to think about that and said, okay, the advantage will be the van will be well taken care of. The disadvantage is
No vlogging.
we cannot, we can only do sort of half-cocked vlogging.
Yeah.
Because we can show you driving, because they didn't mind that we filmed the van or the trailer, but they did mind being
Yeah. View.
in the view.
Yeah.
And we should have, in hindsight again, should have said, for those two reasons,
Yeah.
no.
We'll
Then we're not
pass.
convoy, we'll pass.
Yeah.
We'll pass on the convoying, even though the offer is super tempting, and even though we clicked super well. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a big ask for somebody
Yeah.
to, because you cannot just blur somebody out or edit somebody out. You can do all those things, but it takes a lot of time editing. It takes a lot of time. So we couldn't do that. So the only way we could not put them in the view was by not vlogging, not filming.
Yep.
And that made the vlog sort of boring to watch, or people who were watching us did not understand why didn't we show what do we do after we arrive?
Yeah.
Show you around where we arrive, turn the camera around, and show you sort of a view of the area when we arrive.
Yep.
All because they would be in the view. They would be sitting outside, walking outside, doing things, talking. So
Yeah.
in hindsight, we should have said no,
Yeah. Pass.
pass.
Thank you for the offer, but yeah.
But that was not what happened. We sort of said, okay, it might be, because otherwise the alternative of not going was staying in the Netherlands, facing another winter. Like now, we're facing another winter, and it gets really cold, and then you have your heating costs. If you can afford those, like now we can't afford heat. That's why we're sitting like this, because it's snow outside.
I'm sitting on my hands to keep them warm.
We're sitting on our hands to keep them warm. So we wanted the sun, and we thought if we go south and we're in the south, we can vlog. We can vlog, but also work as digital nomads, and maybe we can vlog around them a little bit.
Yeah.
But we can also do more digital nomad work when we're there, and because in the winter now we don't. You cannot. There's no sun, so you cannot charge things up
True.
as easily if you cannot have your solar power.
Yep.
So it was, we were persuaded
Yep.
to go with them. That's
It was an offer we couldn't refuse at that time.
at that time, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the van was having issues, and I thought it would be handy to have those fixed, because that's our house, and maybe if he would help us fix it along the way, we would end up arriving in a better van, which we did.
Yeah, exactly. We did.
So for the first day, we wanted to do a sort of a practice run, and we hadn't driven the van for more than half an hour. So we said we just want to do a short trip in the Netherlands of an hour.
Yeah.
And then sort of just do a short one before we do the real, start the real trip. We want to do a short trip. So we knew a site an hour away from where we met up. And we also discussed the way of the travel.
Yeah.
Who's going to be in front, who's going to be in back. Now, the logical thing here is, but you can type in the comments if you disagree, but the logical thing is the slowest person or vehicle has to be in the front.
Yeah.
Because if you're the fastest, it's easiest for you to catch up, and you can keep the pace of the slowest person. If you're at the fastest and the slowest is behind, there will be a huge gap
Yep.
between.
Yep, we had that.
Yeah, that was basically what was happening.
Yes.
So, but we said, as a sort of, let us go first, because you can catch up easier, because they had 3 times the horsepower that we had. Even with the trailer on, which was full of tools and other stuff that they had picked up in England,
Yep.
they were very fast. They were faster than us.
Yep.
So they agreed. They said, okay, yeah, that makes sense. The fastest goes in the back, goes behind, and the slowest goes in the front. And also because they didn't have a data plan for the Netherlands,
Yeah.
they couldn't use their phone for communication. So we ended up using something else for communication.
Yeah.
Can you find it, or shall we just talk?
Let's see. No.
Or don't we have it?
Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
All right, let's. We used walkie-talkies
Yes.
from the children's toy store.
Yes.
We had some walkie-talkies from the children's toy store that we picked up for $10. So we gave one walkie-talkie to them,
Yes.
and we had other walkie-talkie. So if we are in the front and they are faster than us, you're always in walkie-talkie range.
Yeah. True.
But the complicated factor was our engine is really loud. So when they were hailing us on the walkie-talkie, we didn't hear it.
True.
It has sort of a button that starts flashing, so you could see the light,
Yeah.
and then you knew somebody's talking. So we had to have it on standby. So we had the light burning, and then if the light starts flashing, I think, as I remember correctly, you know somebody's talking. And then Peter had to say, "Can you repeat that?" So a lot of the times when we were driving, Peter was sitting like this.
Yep, I was.
She had to walk. We didn't tie it to your ear, so she was sitting with the walkie-talkie in her hand,
Yes.
listening like this.
Yeah.
If they would say something like, "We need to do a bathroom break" or something like that, or a direction clue.
Yep.
So we tested also in that hour, tested if the walkie-talkies worked,
Yep.
and they worked.
Yep.
But it was for Petra strenuous because she wanted to help me navigate and to try to vlog and try to take photos and had walkie-talkie duty. So the other hand was usually the phone or the camera for the vlogs in case something interesting was happening. And for them, because they have a van that's new, it's quiet, so they hear us hailing them, no problem.
Yep.
But we didn't. We struggled hearing them, and that was the first hour.
Definitely.
But it was a struggle for the whole 3,500 kilometers.
Yep.
For the whole 2 or 3 weeks that we were traveling together. That's the struggle
Yes.
that you're gonna face. Now, so we sort of agreed that we would be in the front and they would be the pit crew in the back
Yep.
behind us. That was the deal. And the other deal was what was the other deal? I just lost my train of thought. Do you remember what the other deal was? Oh yeah, the other deal was, I remember it. See, unscripted. The other deal was I've lost it again.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the other deal was, 1 second, let me focus. What was the other deal? You talk while I think.
Won't I disturb?
Oh, yeah, the other deal was I told them, let's sync the location where we're going. Before we set off, let's sync the navigation.
Yeah.
It's like in the military. You say, okay, we're going to this village. We're going to try to get this warlord out or this hostage out. And then you say to the special forces team, to your
Synchronize the watches.
synchronize the watches.
Yeah.
But you also say, if things go wrong,
Let's meet up.
let's meet up at this location.
Yep.
So if it doesn't, if everybody has to scatter in another direction, let's meet up at this abandoned barn, like 3 kilometers out of town, something like that.
True.
You have the military does that, and I said, let's sync up where we're going, just in case that we lose each other along the way,
Exactly.
and then. Like if you lose sight of us, then you're not lost. Then you know, if we lose each other, we meet up at this place.
Location, yeah.
And they didn't want to do that.
For some odd reason,
They didn't want to do that. They said, Nah, that's not necessary. We won't lose you. We got the faster van. And we'll keep an eye on you. From the mirrors, using the mirrors, and trust us. The guy had been a road captain for the Harley Davidson motor gang, and they went on a lot of tours. And he said usually the best driver is indeed the captain is in the back, because he's the fastest driver, he's the most experienced driver in the back.
Yeah.
And he said, I never lost the bike of the gang ever, so I won't lose you guys. I'll just follow you, and don't worry about that. Patrick, don't make a big fuss about that. We'll just follow you.
Yeah.
We won't lose you.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I really would appreciate if we do sync locations, because you never know.
Yeah.
It's peace of mind. They didn't want to do that. So that was another red flag reason to say, okay, then we're cancelling the convoy. But I let myself be convinced, okay.
Yeah.
So the next day after the test, first we did the test hour.
Yes.
We drove in the front, and we immediately had an issue with the van.
Yeah.
So it was good that we had the pit crew, so we had to stop along the way, because our blinker wasn't working and he had to fix the blinker.
Yep.
So that was awesome.
Definitely.
Gave us the confidence
To continue.
to continue.
Yeah.
They also followed us to the first location. Let me think here. Yeah, there was a problem.
Yes.
There was on the way, even though it was an hour, there was a detour.
Yep.
And also we are from the Netherlands, so we drove that road 1,000 times. And they were the first time in the Netherlands, so it makes sense that we are the first to drive.
Yep.
So, lo and behold, never a detour.
Yeah.
The day that we're going for that hour, there's a detour.
Yes, of course.
So we're walkie-talkieing about the detour. You all have to merge in, and there's a lot of cars between us. So eventually there's like five or six cars behind us, and then between us and them 5 or 6 cars.
Yes.
The detour goes to a road that comes onto a bigger road, where you have to give the cars, what's the word? Voorrang?
Right of way.
Right of way.
Yeah.
So you can only merge onto the bigger road if there's no cars coming, which they all have right of way.
Yep.
Meaning that when we had a window to go, I couldn't wait till there was a window for 2 vans, because there were 7 cars in between us and then them.
Yep.
So I had to go, for example, to the left, and then the next car has to wait till there's a room to go, and then the next car, and then 7 times a car, and then it was them. So by the time we tried to drive as slow as possible, but we lost each other.
Yes.
So just as I said,
Yeah.
it wasn't on purpose, but I said, in case we lose each other. So I said to Petra, because I was stressing about it, because I felt sort of bad and responsible that losing them, because we thought it was an easy hour.
Yeah.
We lost them right the first day.
Yeah.
And I was worried. So instead of sort of paying attention to the road, I'm worrying, like, can we find them again? Can they catch up with us again?
Yeah.
So you sort of focused on that instead of focusing on. You're sort of extra stressed because you lose your friends the first first drive.
Yeah.
I think, is this going to be the new normal? And luckily they caught up with us again.
Yeah.
But when we arrived at the location, they didn't say, oh yeah, it might be a good idea to sync locations.
No.
They didn't say that. They
No.
didn't say, Patrick, you had
Which
the right idea. Because if we had lost each other, they wouldn't have known where we were going. They didn't want to know.
No.
They just said, we'll follow you. So I thought, this is sort of the end of the convoy, the first day.
Yeah.
It's the end. They don't know where we are. We don't know where they are. We cannot reach them by phone because they don't have data. They were out of walkie-talkie range.
Yes.
So we lost them for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and suddenly all those cars in behind us, they went other directions. They were behind us again.
Yes.
Whew. So after we arrived at the location, I think they thought that the problem of us losing each other was that I wasn't a good driver. So they changed the deal after the first day. The second day, he said to us, I want to go in front. So first the deal was we would go in front in our own country because we're the slowest vehicle. But he didn't like being behind me.
No.
He wanted to be the leader and show me sort of how to do it better. He said I didn't signal well enough what I was going to do with the van and stuff like that. But we did have the walkies and everything. But he wanted to... He said it will be much more pleasurable for you if I go ahead and you try playing catch-up.
Yes.
In our own country, it was a bit strange. But okay, we said, okay, why not? Huh?
Try it out.
Maybe we can do a switch, like we one day ahead and then you a day ahead, and then we drive in the front, and then the next day you drive in the front. And I thought that was an option. It wasn't, because the rest of the trip they have been driving in the front all the time, and we had always had to play catch up. Sometimes they were miles ahead of us, and they had to drive like 50 rounds on a roundabout and waiting for us to catch up because we didn't know which exit to take from the roundabout.
No.
Other times, especially when it was going uphill, and we noticed the van only could do 30, 40 kilometers uphill on the motorway, they would be at the side of the road on a petrol station parking lot, sort of having a coffee, having a pee, waiting for us to drive by slowly. And then they could sort of start the van again, and they could caught up with us again, and then passed us again.
Yes.
So, because we were the slowest van in the back, we always were playing catch up, and it was not nice. It was not for us. Really stressful, and I tried to drive faster but I couldn't.
No, of course.
But you were constantly out of walkie-talkie range.
Yeah.
It was really stressful. It would have been much easier for us if they stayed behind us, but they didn't want that after the first day. So we could have said, then we turn around, let's not go convoying.
Yeah, true.
So the second day, in our own country, he took charge of the situation.
Yeah.
But he wanted to go to a place called Reims in Belgium. They wanted to see that. There's an old racetrack, and he wanted to see it. So we said, well, you just go, follow us. You should follow us through the Netherlands to the south. That's where I grew up. I've been on that road 1,000 times. Let us go in the front. No, he wanted to go in the front. And lo and behold, this would be sort of the first big trip that we were going. The first big, because 1 hour was the test.
Yep.
There we go on our big trip. And I told you this is going to be a long video. But bear with us. It's going to be worth it. We go on the second trip of the day. We are in the behind, they are in the front. In the Netherlands, in our own country, we're following them. And they were there for the first time. And suddenly I see him taking the wrong lane on the motorway. So instead of going south towards Maastricht, you have to go to Maastricht. And then you go to Liège. And then you get into Belgium. Already, Liège is Belgium again.
Yeah.
That's the easiest, fastest way to get there without toll roads and everything.
Yep.
But instead, I see him going towards Venlo and Germany, Cullen.
Yep.
So he's going the wrong way.
Yep.
So I said to Peter, he's not supposed to be in that lane. Hail him on the walkie-talkie.
Yes, indeed.
Turns out he didn't have the walkie-talkie turned on.
Well,
I think they forgot to turn because it's so new,
yeah.
using the walkie-talkie. I think she turned the walkie-talkie off. So Petra said, I can't hail them. It looks like they turned it off. And it turns out it was because later on she noticed the wife turned her walkie-talkie off when she would try to ask us, like, do you want a break or something like that. But that was we're already way deep into Germany by then.
Yes.
And I was like, shall I say or shall I not say we've been going the wrong? Because instead of going, we had to go sort of southwest. We were going east.
Yes.
Completely the wrong direction. We were going southeast instead of southwest. And so I said to Peter, what shall I do? Shall I say, hey, we've been driving for an hour in the wrong direction? There's not much point in that. So we were like, okay, maybe they'll figure it out eventually that they're going the wrong way. It wasn't really the wrong way, but if you go east first and then south again, it's a lot more kilometers.
Indeed.
Which could have been prevented if we were in the front in our own country. But because they didn't have the walkie-talkie on, we couldn't hail them, and I couldn't pass them because I was too slow. I couldn't say, hey, otherwise you could signal each other like, no, not this way. I couldn't flash my lights because I couldn't see them in front. They were too far in front of me. I couldn't honk because they're out of ear distance. So we had no choice but to follow them, going the wrong way, even though we knew it was the wrong way. And I said to Peter, I should have been in the front, of course. And then it was like, shall I say it to them or not? That we're going the wrong way, because you don't want to
Cramp their style.
cramp the style, and you don't want to sort of, be sort of arguing about the route all the time, because you're the last fan. You have to you're committed. We could say, well, we're going the right way. We could have done that, but if we had synced locations, we would have maybe. So I said to Peter, well, shall we now also drive the wrong way, which is an extra fuel tank for us, because we have to drive 100 kilometers detour, or shall we go the right way, because if you know where you're going to meet up, it doesn't matter. So if they lost us, they could have ended up at the right place, and we would have probably been there sooner, even though we were slower, because we didn't have 100 plus kilometer detour. But because they didn't want to sync locations again, because I said, well, but I did say, now I'm the last vehicle, I do want to sync up locations, and still didn't want to do that.
No.
I still didn't want to sync up locations.
Until this day, don't know why.
I know why.
You do?
Yeah, I know why. Because we still have to make money as we go. We always needed a bit of the morning to check our messages, to reply to people, and also with the YouTube, of course. So you need a few hours in the day, and a lot of the times they were up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. And then by 9 a.m. they were ready. They were literally sitting in the cabin, ready to go, while we were sort of still half asleep getting our coffee. So they were, at some point, they were upset with us. They said, you guys really need to get up earlier because we're missing too many hours to drive. But we told them before, we said, look, we can only drive this van for 1 or 2 hours a day. We can try 3 or 4, but that's the top.
Yep.
And they wanted to drive. They were used to driving in 3 days, the whole route. So they wanted to do like 9 to 10 hours of driving in the day. And we said, we really cannot do that. Even though we're younger, this van is not made for easy, comfy traveling.
No.
We have the loud engine, it's slow, it's stressful driving it up the hill, because it was really slow up the hill.
Yeah.
And you're constantly worried somebody's going to smash into you from behind. But they blamed us because we were ready. If we hurried, we were ready by sort of 11-ish. 11-ish to start the day. And then we had to cut corners ourselves to be out by 11. But we said, well, ideally we want to leave sort of after lunch. But they wanted to drive a couple of hours, then stop somewhere for lunch and drive another couple of hours.
Yeah.
But we were in a different rhythm because we still had to make our money. They didn't have to make their money, so they didn't have to check messages in the morning.
Yep.
all they could focus on is the journey. But we were trying to multitask all these things, YouTube, digital nomad work, replying, searching for work.
Yep.
So we were balancing all those things and looking for the next locations to go to. Also takes up some time. So you're trying to find what's a potential alternative. If this place, I always look for 2 or 3 alternatives nearby, and they don't. They don't do that. They just go. So they said you need to get up earlier because we were ready to go. Even though we told them, look, we need more time in the morning, and they didn't. So they rushed us. So we felt all the time that we were convoying, we were sort of rushed to hurry. Are you up yet? Are you ready yet? We want to leave. So as soon as we opened the door, they started the engines. But we opened the door, we got to throw away our bin bags, we have to empty our pee-pees. And I wanted to talk to them in the morning and sync the location. And they said, no, we already lost too much time. Let's just go, follow us, and we'll see. So we couldn't. That second day, we should have driven straight to the site if we had synced where that site was. All we knew, we wanted to go to a racetrack in Reims. So you can sort of fill in Reims as a general direction. But if you fill in the correct direction, you can see the correct route. You can see how long it takes you, which I would have loved to know. I would have always loved to know the time that we're convoying, how long. So because then I could because my fuel gauge didn't work, I had to drive off the kilometers, and then I would know when I had to fuel up again. So every time I drove through 300 kilometers, we needed fuel. So if I cannot see how many kilometers more it is, a lot of the times I had to drive almost till empty, and then tell them, or sometimes over the walkie-talkies, we said, we'll need, how far is it? Because otherwise we might need fuel. And then they said, oh yeah, we'll stop for fuel tomorrow. But how far is it? Not far. But they didn't sort of say the number of kilometers. What is not far? In this old van, everything is far. So we had a lot of stress. I mean, I had a lot of stress over that. And because I was stressed, Petra was stressed too. And you're stressing about, are we going to run out of fuel or not? And that's, why I also bought an extra fuel canister. Just in case. But also because we use the navigation on our phone, you can see your speed and you can see how far you still have to drive. That's the normal way of doing it. But they didn't. They didn't sort of respect that. So that was.
Another red flag.
That was another red flag, and that was just the second day, and we already noticed all these things. So that was a bit worrying for us. And a few weeks later, it sort of culminated in what we would like to call the Montserrat incident.
Yes.
I told you this is going to be a long video. Just checking in with Petra here.
Yes.
Do you need to pee first? Before we go into the Montserrat incident. I told you this is going to be a long video, so we hope you appreciate it. And if you like this, I can talk by... and don't want to say that we are better than them in no regards. I just want to say, if you're not sort of compatible and you're traveling together, and you have different vans and different budgets, and different mentalities, and you don't respect somebody. If somebody asks, it's easier for me if we sync locations, and they don't respect that. That could be reasons for you to not go on a convoy trip together. That's why we want to say it. That's not matter of who's right or who's wrong. We're just saying this is our experience, and we're sharing it. So hopefully you do your advantage with that. It culminated into the Montserrat incident. I'm sorry, I'm doing most of the talking. But
So it's new.
you guys used to that by now. The Montserrat incident that they don't know. Still to this day, they have no idea what went on in our van, the amount of stress we had that day of the Montserrat incident.
Yes.
They still don't know, unless they watch this video 50 minutes in.
Yes.
They still don't know what happened.
No.
And they were the cause at. It was their cause. It caused us a whole lot of stress. I almost threw the vlogging camera out of the window. I was so upset.
Yes.
We almost crashed the van. I wasn't paying to the road.
Attention.
I was not paying attention. I was with what I normally I let Petra do the phone, handle the phone stuff,
Yeah.
and Petra couldn't figure it out. I was doing the phone stuff while driving and paying attention. We had the most stress that we ever had in our relationship in that Montserrat incident.
Indeed.
So,
Yes.
The Montserrat incident, Petra, we have to go through it one more time for the benefit of the public that's watching us.
Yes.
So at the end, sort of almost, I mean, it was, before I go into the Montserrat incident, because now I remember, normally, if you go convoying together, it's normal that one time they pick, like they said, we want to go to Reims, and then it would be nice if then we pick the next stop for the night. It's nice if there's a balance, if you can. That's why I wanted to sync locations.
Yeah.
So I could say, look, I got 3 suggestions. Which suggestions do you have? But they didn't want to do all that.
Nope.
So they were like, no, we are better in it because they don't motorhoming longer. They always tend to go to the same spots.
Yeah.
So they wanted to go to the same spots that they usually go to because they're familiar to them.
Take the same road. Yeah.
And drive the same roads and then fuel up at the same fuel stations. And they have like an old school map with pen, and they have the fuel stations written out and the prices of the fuel and where the Burger Kings are, because they like to go Burger King route. We always do the budget route. They like to do the Burger King routes. And we said, okay, we respect that. We'll go with you on the Burger King routes. But it wouldn't be our choice to go Burger King routes because Burger Kings are in busy shopping centers.
Yep.
And so it was too busy for us. You had to go into the big city, drive through a lot of traffic with roundabouts and traffic jams and what are they called? Those bumps? Traffic bumps? Humps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Yeah, I cannot come with the word. But because they wanted that, we said, yeah, we'll do that for you. But there needs to be some reciprocity. So at some point I said, look, there's a few spots that I think are suitable for us. If we're going, so I said, which area generally are we going tomorrow? And like, for example, they said Madrid.
Yep.
So then I say, okay, well, let me then pick a location. No, we'll pick the location.
Just follow us.
Follow us. And then the time that the location they picked was closed off because there was like a carnival going on. They didn't have a plan B location. No. But I had.
Yep.
Because we have the Snowbird Guide. It's one of our ebooks in the bundle.
Yep.
We always have I always have spare locations. So I've done my homework. So I instantly said, well, I got 2 or 3 other locations suitable nearby.
Yeah.
You want to go to this one or this one? One is with a church, near a church, for example. Is it close to the motorway? No, it's like 10 kilometers away from the motorway. No, but then we have to drive 10 kilometers out of the way, and then the next day we have to drive again 10 kilometers back. I say, that's what we always do. I mean, it's a nice, quiet location. There's electricity. And they didn't really want it. But because I said, well, if you have a better one, But they didn't. So I said, okay, let's go to your location. And it was almost like they didn't trust me, Petra, to find a suitable location.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird, but we had another couple was the same like this. They wanted always to pick the locations, and they never trusted us to pick a location. And if we picked the location, they burned it to the ground.
Yep.
Same with this couple.
Yeah.
At the church, first they criticized everything about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we didn't like all the locations they picked. That would not be necessarily locations that we would pick ourselves.
No.
But we respect it. They chose it. We respect that. Just looking.
Yep. Chicken.
So it's weird at the time that I pick one location. I mean, instead of saying thank you for having this backup location ready, they criticized it.
Yeah.
But later on, they admitted that it was a good location. So I think two times in the road trip I could pick the location.
Yes.
And that's locations that they afterwards liked so much that they said, well, we're going to add those to our regular routine. But they never gave me credit for that.
No.
So that they burn it down, which is a bit weird. I mean, we don't mind going, like, if they don't mind going into a busy shopping center to get a Burger King burger, why do you mind going 10 kilometers away from the motorway for a quiet location next to a church, for example? I mean, what's the diff? So anyway, this is relevant sort of for the Montserrat incident.
Indeed.
I asked him again. I didn't even ask anymore which locations. I usually said which direction we're going, which big city are we close to, and then we usually fill in on our navigation which city it is. So in this case, he said we're going to Medellin. There's a big castle, and it would be a nice photo op for Petra. So I look on my camper app, I see Medellin, I see the free motorhome site. I think, okay, that's probably then where we're going. So I fill that in my navigation.
Yep.
So we have a general idea, how many kilometers, how many hours to drive.
Yep.
And so we follow him to Medellin, and then he stops right like 200 meters before that free parking for the night. He stopped, he gets out, and he says to Petra, come.
Yes.
You didn't know what, huh?
No.
Come and bring your camera, something like that, right?
Yeah, we just went around the corner. We could see the castle already. I took some pictures, and then he said, are you done? Let's go.
Yeah, and I didn't know what they were doing.
No.
So I was talking to his wife, and I said, okay, so the site is over there, it's 200 meters straight. And she said, yep. And I said, have you been here before? No. And well, we're looking forward. We were sort of looking forward to. I said, well, it's nice that we arrived so early.
Visit the castle.
We can visit the castle in the afternoon or the next day. And, but then the guy gets in again, and he says, okay, let's not stay here. We're off. Let's go to Montserrat. And I'm like, oh, I thought but the site is here, 200 meters.
Yes.
No, Petra took a picture. That was just for Petra so she could take the picture.
Yeah.
We want to make some more miles.
I didn't get the memo.
We didn't get the memo. We're not going here. We're not staying here. So I said, well, where are we going then? Montserrat. I said, how far is it? Because I want to know, do I need to fuel up first or not? No, Montserrat, it's not far. Just follow us. Are you ready to go? I said, well, we just need to do a quick pit stop. And then just let's have lunch, and then after lunch we'll go. So we have a quick lunch, and then it's like they're walkie-talkieing us already. Like, are you ready to go? Ready to go? So we sort of rushed the lunch, and I wanted to look up Montserrat, but I couldn't. So there was no time. They were rushing me to get going because we were 200 meters. We were just in a street, and it was on a really
next to the road. Yeah.
Next to the road, and it was sort of you're standing sort of crooked.
Yeah.
So they go first, and we follow. And I say to Petra, okay. I see we're on a sort of straight piece of motorway, and I
Yeah.
said to Petra, look up Montserrat for me so I know
Yeah.
how far it is.
Yeah. Indeed.
So Petra takes the phone, and then I just drive.
Yeah. Follow them.
I follow them
Yeah.
as well as I can. I drive.
Yep.
And Petra takes a long time, and I said, "What's the problem?" So I'm getting annoyed. I said, "I need the phone back for my speed." And
Yeah. For the miles. Yeah. Mm.
Petra said, "I can't find Montserrat. There's 3 Montserrats,
Mm.
and they're all
Yes.
hundreds of kilometers away, and they're all in the opposite direction
That we're
as
driving.
Portugal.
Yeah.
They're all sort of behind us. One is sort of near the coast, and one is near the north, and one is in the east.
Yes.
Which one is it?" And I said, "Well, it must be the closest one." But I don't know. So let's ask
We
them.
didn't.
Hail them on the walkie-talkie. Petra hails them on the walkie-talkie.
Yep.
There's 3 Montserrats. Which one is it? Yeah, but do you care? Just follow us. No, we want to know for our navigation and
Yes,
speed.
true.
Know if we need to fuel up and everything.
Yep. So we had
Well,
to-
there's only 1 Montserrat, they said.
Yep.
And then we said, no, there's 3.
Yep.
So which one? They're all hundreds of kilometers away.
Yes.
No, it's just 1. Just follow us. Don't worry about it. And but I'm worried about it, huh? So I'm worrying about it.
Yep.
I think we have like a quarter of tank of fuel left or something like that. So I'm worrying and
Stressing.
stressing about it.
Yes.
So I said to Peter, well, let me look on the phone then. Maybe you typed it wrong. So I'm typing myself. I think maybe Peter typed Mont, M-O-N or M-O-N-T. So I'm trying all these different spellings of Montserrat.
Yeah.
And I said to Peter, yeah, you're right. There's no Montserrat near.
Nope.
There is none. So, but the English, they pronounce things differently.
This.
So there's a place in Portugal called Lagos,
Yeah.
and they say
Everybody pronounces it differently. We heard it Lagos.
Lagos. The English they say Lagos.
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 Yeah.
So in French, it's like le is like the.
Yes.
Le gos is the gos. G-O-S. You never find it.
Nope.
And if they say Lagos, we never knew in the beginning what's Lagos. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
And then it's Lagos.
Yes.
So
Yeah. The genius idea that, yeah, I would hail them again to spell that for me.
exactly, spell it for us. And then there's the wife is like, I don't know how to spell it. I have to look it up in the book first, and then do that for
Finally,
us. Look it up for us.
Yeah. Indeed, did it. And yes, well, it was,
So we're stressing, we're arguing
yes.
amongst us. They want to withhold the information. First, I was
Yeah.
upset that Petra couldn't find it. Then I was trying to find it.
Well
we
driving.
wanted to vlog this. There was beautiful scenery, and I was like, find it so we can vlog it. You have to put the phone back and get that camera rolling for the audience.
Yeah.
And then Petra couldn't find it, and I was like, fuck that. And I wanted to, sorry for that, but I wanted to throw the camera out of the window. It was so
Yes.
frustrating to me, which could have been completely avoided if they done as I asked the first day. Let's sync the locations,
Yeah.
as they do in the military.
Yeah.
Let's sync the locations. Then I would have been easy breezying
Yeah.
and wouldn't have worried so much.
No.
It was almost like they wanted me to stress about it so much. It was really disrespectful, and I asked it so many times, and
Yeah.
every time they kept it as sort of a secret for no reason at all.
Yeah.
It was just annoying, and we wouldn't do that to somebody else.
No, why would you?
So eventually they spell it, and what happens?
It was Montserrat, ending with a Z, in Portugal. And indeed, that was the only one.
Montserrat, I think it's a Queen song also.
Singer?
Montserrat. That's how we spell Montserrat, is Montserrat.
Yeah.
Mon, with the T is mountain, and Serat,
Yep.
whatever that means. So you could say maybe it's without the T, so then you spell it M-O-N, Serat. But Montserrat
Yes.
is a completely different word.
Yep.
Montserrat.
Yep.
M-O-N-S-A-R-A-Z.
Z.
That's not Montserrat. We're going to Montserrat. That's what they told us over the walkie. Montserrat. That's what we type in.
Yep.
So eventually, Petra types in Montserrat, and I said, well, did you find it? And Petra said, well, I only find Montserrat, but it's in Portugal. But we're in Spain.
Yeah.
We're not going to Portugal today, are we?
Yes, we
Hail the
will.
Montes walkie-talkie. Hey, said Petra. Genius question. Is Montserrat, that doesn't happen to be in Portugal, right? Yeah, we're going to Portugal today. Oh, thanks for the memo.
Again.
Again, we didn't know we were going to Portugal today.
No?
Because we didn't know where the hell we were, sort of, at that time. Because they kept that a secret. They didn't say, well, we're going to Montserrat and it's in Portugal. Because otherwise, Petra was just searching in the app for Spanish sites.
Yeah.
She wasn't searching for Portuguese sites.
Yeah.
So, and that stress, I mean, and that you have the loud engine in between you, and you have the engine going, and Petra has to listen. How do you spell A? A or A? You know, and that's how it went. A from Alpha or A from Ebola? Huh? So it was really stressful for us. But you're trying to vlog everything, and you're trying to focus on the road, you try to focus on the route. It was really stressful. We never told them how stressful it was.
No.
Until now, we're telling you guys. That was really stressful.
Yep.
And we were sort of, because was going on for a couple of weeks, we were sort of getting more and more tired of the way they treated us.
Yep.
In those simple asks of let's sync the location to take our stress away, and so we can know where we're actually going. As a sort of, I mean, we already did concessions on letting them choose some of the sites. We did concessions on letting them drive in the front.
Yeah.
And now we're doing concessions, not knowing what are following them blindly.
Yeah.
So that was not nice, and we were really happy when we arrived at the location that the ordeal was finally over. But it wasn't over.
No.
That's part 2 of this video. But we did say to each other, this was the worst convoying trip ever for us. They changed the deal on who's going to drive in the front. They changed the deal on syncing of the locations. And they rushed us every morning to hurry up. So we didn't really have... and when we were driving, they always wanted to drive more. But we couldn't. We really couldn't in that old van. Had we had a new van, we had a newer van once that had power steering and didn't have an engine between us, and we drove 10 to 12 hours, no problems. We came out that van fresh.
Yeah, true.
Once we crossed from Spain all the way directly to Portugal. And it wasn't even a new van, but in our lousy, out loud van, we couldn't do that. So we were very happy when we arrived at the location, and we said to each other, we're never gonna go convoying with them again.
No.
And the next year already, they came again to the Netherlands, and they asked us again,
do you want to convoy with us?
do we convoy again? And this time they came to the Netherlands to help us out with the repair to the van, so to help it pass the inspection.
Yeah.
So it was really nice of them.
Very nice.
I mean, but they're really nice and really helpful, but to travel with, not so much. So we told them, we cannot go convoying with you, even though you helped us get the van through the inspection. Even though you came, but we told them, don't come to the Netherlands. You don't
Yeah.
need to come.
We told them in advance.
We did tell them that. It's not like we took advantage of them. We
No.
told them we don't have the money for the fuel together yet.
You just
go do your own route. Don't come to us.
Yeah.
So they came anyway.
Yeah.
And we appreciated it, but we said, look, we can't come with you because we don't have the fuel money yet to do it.
Yeah.
But also, had we had the fuel money, we didn't want the repetition of that other year before.
No.
Because of that.
Yeah.
And we're just telling you this because if you have a different circumstances than us, then they might be the perfect travel companions for you.
Yeah.
Budget-wise, it was okay because they didn't want to spend a lot of money. We didn't want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah. True.
But they had a fast van. They could go really fast. They wanted to do it faster. They said, "Well, this is the slowest ever driven." And also, I understand, of course, that in a new van, even when you're towing a trailer behind you, it's really difficult to keep a low speed of 70 kilometers an hour. And they did tell us that. They said, well, that's why we want to be in the front. Because it's really difficult for us to drive slow.
Yep.
Because you need enough revs for the trailer.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to shift back and burn more fuel or put more pressure on the new van. So we understand all that, but it makes you sort of less compatible to travel together, unless maybe it would have been more pleasurable if we had been in the front, and if sometimes we were able to pick a location and not just once or twice, and just I think if it had been the other way around, we would have sort of, we believe to be that we are mindful to other people's asks when you're traveling.
Yeah.
But that was unfortunate for us that sometimes people do tell you, I have to give credit too. We had a lot of issues with the van while we were traveling, and he fixed them all. And when we arrived at the site in Spain, Portugal, our winter destination, the van was better than it was 3 weeks earlier when we set off. It was the best it was ever been. And that segues into the second part of this video, because if you're convoying together, you're not only traveling together, you're also camping together.
Yep.
So the next bit is that
Snowbirding,
snowbirding together next to each other on the site.
Yeah.
And even though we had camped with them before, it was different. It would be different this time. And it's part of the convoying. That's why we're going to tell this. But first I'm going to see if Pedro needs to pee.
I'm good for now.
So we arrived and we thought, okay, the ordeal is over. Now we can enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
But it did mean we still couldn't vlog.
No.
All the jobs that we were still wanting to do. And we still couldn't vlog a lot around the motor because we were parked next to each other with facing doors, and they were out and we were out. And if we film us, we film them. And if we are talking, they were talking, camera picks it up. So we struggled vlogging. And while we thought it wouldn't be a big issue for us, we noticed that we weren't making as many vlogs. I was making the vlogs of our journey there, but we couldn't make more vlogs while we were there as long as they were around us, which was all the time. So then we sort of realized we made a big sacrifice, and our viewers didn't really understand it at the time. They think we're there, we're too lazy to do anything, we are not making our weekly updates. So everybody was wondering, what are you doing there? And that's So that was a big because before, when the first time in Portugal, we were with other YouTube vloggers, and we were all vlogging each other because you're all helping each other out.
Yep.
And they, if they are really our friends, why wouldn't they want to be in a vlog?
Yeah.
Because they're English. Our vlog is in English, and they speak proper English,
Yes.
and they're very likable. So I think it would have done our channel a lot of good, so that you would see how we interact with other likable people. We interacted with a Dutch couple. A lot of people liked those interactions. But that Dutch couple was also vlogging, and this English couple wanted their privacy.
Yeah.
So we had to respect that. Now, while we were there, we were babbies in the beginning. For maybe a couple of days. Till it was time to do our first shopping trip.
Yeah.
And that's part of the convoying. You have to camp together also. So the convoy camps, and you're together. Shopping trip comes up. The first shopping trip.
Yeah.
So we asked, can we bring... we had to go. We said... because they have with them a motorbike. They had a motorbike in the trailer. So they go shopping on the motorbike, so they can bring little items, but they can bring cartons of milk or 6 packs of Coca-Cola bottles or water on a motorbike. They have to do a lot of trips. So we offered, can we bring you the water and the milk that you need, and the extra supplies, everything you cannot bring,
Anything else?
big packets of bog rolls, toilet rolls. We can bring all that.
Yeah.
So that's what we did for them. But they then said, yeah, it's good. Here's a little shopping list. And they gave us the money for it, or they paid us back afterwards. So that was all good, all fair.
Yeah.
And then they said, which shop are you going to? And we said, well, we'll go to Castro Verde. That's a place in Portugal that was sort of north of our location.
Yeah.
And it's about an hour away. So the location we were parked at, there was no supermarkets nearby.
No.
You have to drive an hour north or an hour south.
Yes. True.
A small hour, like 45 minutes to an hour to the north, or 45 minutes to an hour to the south.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Kilometer-wise, though, to the south was 10 kilometers less.
Yeah.
So it's north an hour, 40 kilometers, and it's south an hour, 50 kilometers. No, other way around. No? No, the north was further away. So the north was 50 kilometers to go there and 50 back. So you're spending 100 kilometers for the shopping trip.
Yeah.
So you go once a week and you buy whatever you can.
Yeah.
To the south was 40 kilometers to go there and 40 back. So that saves you 20 kilometers. So they told us, being cheap, if you want to go budget-wise, save you 20 kilometers per trip. So if you go 4 times a week, like 4 times a month, if you go every week, you save almost a full tank of fuel per month by going to the southern location.
Yep.
And the southern location was called Sabras. Sabras. As the English say, Sabras.
Yes.
But the north was Castro Verde.
Yeah.
So they said if you go north, you're going to use more fuel, and then you're going to have to buy an extra tank of fuel a month.
Yeah.
If you can afford that, but we don't think you can. So don't go north, go south. But we also have to buy vegetarian products.
Yeah.
And the north store has more vegetarian products than the south store.
Choice. Yeah.
Parking is easier in the northern store because it's at the edge of the town. You arrive in the town and there's the shop.
Yeah.
Parking in the southern location is more difficult. It's small, it's narrow, and before you reach the store, you have to first go through a lot of streets with busy traffic and a lot of roundabouts.
Yeah.
And the main thing for us to go north, even though it was further away, it's straight. It's almost a straight road to the north. Well, if you go to the south, you had literally 99 bends.
Yes, at least.
At least. One way. And 99 bends the other way. And if you went south to north, it was also uphill.
Yeah.
So going was all the way downhill to the south, and going back from the south was all the way uphill. And 99 bends. So we said, because we have an old van with no power steering,
Yeah.
we'd rather go on the straight. We'd rather take the straight road, even though it's 10 kilometers longer, because it's you make it up. But as you have to go 99 bends, you have to slow down, shift back, slow down, shift back, speed up, shift up, shift back. So 99 times, it's much more wear and tear for the van.
Yeah.
And because you're slowing down, you can only go 20, 30 kilometers. You lose, that's why you do an hour over that, even though it's shorter, it takes you an hour because of all the bends, and you cannot get up to full speed.
Nope.
While if you take the north route, you can go full on 80 kilometers, 80, 70 in our case. Normal people, 80 to 100
Yeah.
kilometers on the straight. So you make up the time that you lose in the other direction. So we explained that to them. And
Yep.
instead of saying, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it makes sense that you take that route.
Yeah, of course.
They were upset that we did it because they only see, because they have a better van. And usually they went shopping on a motorbike. Well, doing 99 bends on a motorbike, and you're there. Going uphill on a motorbike, and you're back. But in an old van, we couldn't even pass a cyclist
No.
going uphill.
Yeah.
In this van, not in this van, but in our former van, it was really slow. So it was always really stressful for us. All the bends and all the steering is heavy, and then then you go this way, and then you go this way, and then the groceries shift this way, and the groceries shift this way, and the bottles shift this way. Well, on the straight, it's just vroom and vroom.
True.
So we went shopping,
Yeah.
and they told us, before we went shopping, they said, you have to go south. For you, you're poor peasants, makes sense to go south. And we said, well, okay, I know they said that we need to go south, according to them, but we're just going to go north.
Yeah.
So when we came back, they said, well, what took you so long? You didn't go north, did you? Yeah, we said, yes, we did.
Yeah.
Well, why do you do that? And so they tried to control the shop that we went to.
Yeah.
So we said, well, we just gave you all the reasons. I mean, I think you understand it as a viewer, but they didn't accept it. They didn't accept our explanation. They tried to control, to force us to go to their shop that they chose for us to go to. And we're like, but we went there. We went there sometimes, but they didn't always have the products that we wanted. And like I said, it was a lot more hassle for us to go there. So out of the month, usually maybe one time we went to the south, and 3 times you would go to the north. But usually our preference was to the north one. And then the next day, then I told him, I said, well, but I had to change the topic. The van drove superb.
Yeah.
The van drove superb.
Yeah. True.
Well, yeah, but you should have gone to Sobras. They couldn't let it go. I mean, I had many a times in that convoying stay together that always talked about that. But not only couldn't they let it go, next day he says to me, after lunch I'm going to open up your engine. And I said to Petra, he wants to open up the engine this afternoon. And we were both like, why? It drives superb. It drove the best it's ever driven.
Yeah,
And we told him really happy with it.
Yeah.
We sort of done with doing it. We did all the jobs while we were going south together. There's no more jobs that need to be done.
No.
It drives well, it sounds well, it shifts well, everything is good. So I said to him, I don't really want him to open up the engine because you never know what's going to happen with a big engine job on a campsite. I didn't really want it, but because I already let him work on our van so many times, he sort of saw it as something to do while you're on the site. He was sort of bored and he wanted a project to work on. So he wanted to work more on our van than we asked for. We
Yeah.
didn't ask,
No.
can you take the engine out? He wanted that to have something to do.
Yes.
And
True.
because they were upset that we went to the store that they didn't recommend, and we
It's
went there
almost
anyway, it felt like sort of
Revenge.
revenge. So he took the engine out,
Yes.
or they took the half of the engine out, put it in our trailer. No, not out, put it in his trailer,
Yes.
and said, yeah, you're going to have to order some parts. We're going to make some improvements on the engine. And so a quick, let's look under the engine, turned out, he said, presented it like we're going to have a quick look.
Yeah.
Then he said, oh, I see what's called shim bucket. There's a problem with that. We order a new shim bucket.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I'll put the rocket cover and then half of your engine parts in my trailer so they don't get wet. And then you don't have to have them in your van.
Yeah.
And the trailer had 5 locks. Lock, 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 lock.
Yes.
So our engine was in that trailer. And then he said, don't worry, next week we'll take Petra shopping to Sabras.
Indeed.
So then we thought, uh-oh, they got us now. So it felt like a retribution for us going on a shopping trip. He sort of
Almost,
sabotaged our van.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry for the word. It felt like he punished us for disobeying his direction going to Sabras.
Yeah.
Took the engine out, made sure it was in his trailer. So basically it's like holding your kid hostage, your child or your pet.
Yeah.
They control now. They're the masters of our shopping. We can't go shopping now anymore. We had a van that was driving perfectly.
Yeah.
We didn't ask to open the engine. He just did it and then said, well, let's order some bits. And then it took me a while to find the bits. It took a couple of weeks. And all this time they took Petra shopping to Sabras. And I had to stay there to guard the spot.
Yeah.
Because when you drive out the spot, you need a spot guard. I was the spot guard.
You do. Yeah.
So not when new people come that they don't park in that spot. So we can park next to each other while we do all these jobs
Yeah.
that we didn't ask for.
Yeah.
But because he started the job with taking the engine out, and then there was not only the engine out, it was like the cam belt replacement and the fan belt replacement and the whole change.
Yeah.
It was more job. It was the whole
Alternator.
6 months that we were there doing jobs. And we thought we want to do digital nomad jobs.
Yeah.
So on one hand, we were sort of happy that work was being done to the van because you can keep it longer. So
Sure.
we are appreciative of that.
Yeah.
But it also felt like a setup from now we have you. Because of what happened next. So we are very easy to make friends with. Believe it or not, a lot of people we get along with. We make friends really easily. Also on the campsite, we make friends. So every time we made a friend, it's like, hey friend, let's come talk. Friend comes talking.
Yep.
And they said, why are you calling this guy over? We hate this guy. This guy's an idiot. You want to chat with this guy? Or do you want your van fixed? So they blackmailed us into not being social with this guy. And it wasn't only this guy. Every person that we were friends with that came to talk to us, they said, that guy's an idiot. Don't talk to him. Well, you can talk to him. Or do you want your van fixed? We can also work on your van. So when we were invited by a friend of ours, he said, come have a coffee with Petra. Let's chat, let's catch up. It was somebody we met before in Portugal.
Yeah.
I said to Petra, they asked, what did he want? I said, he invited me, Petra, to go have a coffee with him. Well, you can have a coffee with him. But I thought you wanted your van fixed. So and because in their trailer was half our engine, they're basically telling you, if you don't obey us, you're on your own, fix your own van. And that actually happened with another guy who had a problem. He started on helping him, and then the guy upset him, and he abandoned him, and he dropped him like a brick.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Fix your own van then," he said, and he literally walked away with his toolbox and left the guy hanging.
Yeah.
So I remembered that, and it was always the case. Every friend we had, even friends that he started talking to and introduced us to, if we were getting along, there was this guy called Frank. We avoided Frank in the beginning. Frank was like a blonde-haired Dutch surfer dude. With his, like, he looked like straight out of Baywatch. And we're like, okay, let's just... We were doing our thing, and we knew that the English guy didn't sort of like us talking to other people, and threatened us then not to fix our van. So we didn't talk to Frank, but he started talking to Frank, and then introduced Frank to us.
Yeah.
So we did talk to Frank, and then it clicked really well with us and Frank. And Frank invited us for beer. He said, "Do you want to have a beer with me tonight?" So we said, "Yeah, sure, we'll come sit with you."
Yep.
So we walk back to our motorhome, where our English couple is, and we take our chairs, and they're like, "Where are you going?" "Well, Frank invited us for beers."
Yep.
"Oh, yeah." And we invited. No, he didn't. He just invited us.
Yes.
And then from that time on, Frank was an idiot. They didn't want to be next to Frank anymore, because Frank was parked also close by. So now an interesting thing happens. Are you okay? Can you still, do you have to pee? Or? An interesting thing happens. They said, "We want to move away from Frank. We don't know what you're going to do, but we're going to..." This was sort of a football field-sized area.
Yeah.
We are on one side, all we, them, and Frank. So they said, "We're going to stand across the field." So they go move across the field. "You do what you want," they said. Well, I said, "Okay, well, considering that our engine is in that trailer, if he has to work on our van,
might as well take along.
and he has to pick up a screwdriver, he has to walk across the whole football field and back, you can't ask somebody to do that."
Not
So
practical.
it's not like you have a choice, you have to go with them then.
True.
So we pushed our van, because it didn't drive, the engine was out, so we pushed it across the field when Frank was out. Pushed it across the field, and then we were there in the new bay next to each other again, and Frank was across the field. Frank comes back. I don't know, he went walking or something, hiking.
Yeah.
Frank comes back, notices we all moved. What do you think Frank does? He moves also
Next to us.
next to us. He said, "Oh, I see you moved." And I didn't want to say, "Yeah, we moved because the English guy wanted be away from you." We said, "Oh, yeah." I said to Frank, "Yeah, we wanted to try out this side of the bay." And Frank says, "Oh, yeah, good idea. I'll do that too." So what happens? Frank parks next to us. English guy, of course, not happy with that. What does he do? It's almost like a slapstick. He moves again. "Let's move." Then he says, "I'm not staying next to Frank," because he was upset for the fact that Frank didn't invite him for a beer.
No.
We moved to the he moves to the corner, and then he says, "I don't know what you're going to do." Well, we said we want to stay here, but he said, "Well, I'm going to move to the corner." So we have no choice. We have to move again with him. And Frank was out with his motorhome. He was going shopping, and that, like we just said, it takes a day. And so Frank comes back, and we're moved again. We moved to the corner.
Yes.
And now, Frank moves, of course, again, also in the corner.
Yep.
But there wasn't room, so he moved sort of a bit next to the corner. And he asked me, is something, did they upset the English guy? I said, "Yeah, I think you did.
I don't know.
But I don't know exactly how that works in his mind, but I think you did, because the English guy ignored him completely." And we were very scared to upset him. Yeah, we are
Careful.
scared for our vans
Yeah.
fixing. So it almost, because you feel sort of held hostage. You cannot be yourself completely. Because being yourself could mean that if you upset him, he'll say, fix your own van.
Yeah.
And there was an incident when I was helping somebody else with translation, and he called me a traitor. He called me a traitor for helping somebody else.
Yeah.
But I was happy that I finally could help somebody else. He needed somebody to talk French and to talk German. Well, that's something I can do. I cannot fix vans, but I can help somebody translate.
Yeah.
Called me a traitor for going to this person, helping him,
Yeah.
for no reason. Well, this person was a former friend of the English guy,
Yeah.
but he fell out with him.
Surprise.
But this guy had helped me and paid for also. He lended us a generator. He borrowed his generator to us. So I was happy I could help him with something. So I was called a traitor, and then the wife of the English mechanic said, you better be careful if you want your van fixed to not upset him. And so she literally said that
Yeah.
to us a couple of times.
Yeah.
So
We were kind of, did we hear that correctly? Is she really threatening us?
she really said, yeah.
Basically?
Yeah, she said, if you keep doing this, he will stop fixing your van, and then you're on your own.
Our ears were ringing. I mean, she did not just say that. After so
So-
many years of being together.
And that's not where the control ended. Unfortunately,
No.
the control didn't end there. It was like between fixing, there was a lot of time.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go anywhere because the engine was in their trailer. So in the morning, he would sort of be out early, and he would knock on our van, or when the window was open, he would sort of shout through the window, "Are you up yet?"
Yes.
So he expected us to go out, pressured us to come out early. While we were doing our workings, and we need try to find work to pay for all the mechanical stuff and stuff like that. They still thought we were out too early. But we were sort of hiding inside because that's the only time we could get things
Too
done.
late. Not
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
He wanted us to be out earlier
Yes.
because he was bored. He needed someone to talk to, or talk at, more accurately. So then, like I said in our previous video, we were sort of pressured into getting out earlier. That doesn't feel nice. That you know already as soon as you come out, that's your day gone.
Yep.
Because as soon as we came out, he said, put your chairs out. And so we put our chairs next to him, and he started talking to us
Yeah.
about whatever movie he watched or what he saw on YouTube. He talked a lot about English politics, about the Ukrainian war. But he didn't talk about it for a little time. He talked about it from
Rise to sunset.
sunrise to sunset.
Yeah.
And if it's quiet on the campsite, you could hear his voice for the whole day travel over the whole site.
Yep.
And he was always talking at us and as an audience.
Yeah.
And we were the captured audience, or captivated audience. He never let us talk. So he talked from the moment we were out. Then it usually was either, because when we come out, we have to go throw away our garbage and dump our pee. So it was like, okay, one of us goes out first and starts talking to him. The other one then can go throw the bin bag away.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'd be standing there with your bin bag while he was already talking.
Yeah. True.
But you couldn't really talk to somebody else. So it was just, he claimed your time from the moment that you were out. So we tried to stay in, even though it was hot in Portugal. We tried to stay in sort of as close to lunchtime as we could, because that's the only time we could get things done.
Yes.
Which isn't a lot, because First you want to get up, but you're already pressured to be out. And then when you're out, and that's maybe the thing that drained us the most.
The days were short, so you had only to 5 o'clock, and then you had to be in again. Yeah.
I mean, we are not used to be talked at for the whole day without being allowed to say something back.
Yes.
He's talking about the Ukrainian war, and I said, well, I see it differently. He would start, you could see him start getting upset, and we remembered his wife's word, if you upset him, he will not fix your van. So if you said, well, I think, because I worked, he was fan of this Ukrainian, this English guy who had an opinion about the Ukrainian war, and I said to him, look, with all, if I can give you some friendly advice, I've worked in news. I think this is a shill channel, what they call a shill channel. This guy is a promoter of the Ukrainian war, and somebody's paying him to say these things. So you can save yourself a lot of time if you stop watching this, because I'm reading the opposite stories on the social media. That's the non-sponsored shill stories. And because I worked in news media, I said, I can tell the difference. Nah, you conspiracy theorist, and then again, don't upset me, just my way is the truth. My way is the gospel. What I say is the gospel. If you disagree with me, you're out. That was how it worked with him.
Yeah.
And because he had our engine in there, he knew that he had sort of dominance over us or control over us. And we couldn't say anything back. Like I also couldn't say, aren't you tired from speaking? Give your voice a rest. Let us speak for a second. If I'd said that, he'd be upset and he would stop fixing the van. And we had no money to take the van to a real mechanic and just pay. That would have been better. But we were in the unique situation that we were so poor that we were completely depending on him finishing the job. If that makes sense. Does it make sense? Yes. So we couldn't really say anything about it. But we hoped that his wife would say, look, husband, you've been talking for the whole day. You didn't ask them one question back.
No.
Control yourself a little bit. Let them speak. Let them say. Because if we said a few words, he interrupted us and took over the whole conversation.
Again.
We called ourselves, we are his audience, or his clap audience, or his laugh audience. We had to agree with him, like this bobbleheads. It felt like we were losing our identity a little bit, and because you're constantly trying to fight against what you want to say, because you don't want to upset him to the point that he won't fix your van anymore. And our mistake to begin with, we should have said, no, don't take the engine out. But yeah, that was no longer possible, so we were committed to that.
Kind of built up credit points that we,
So for the repair, in comparisons, for a repair that takes maybe a couple of hours to do, in return we had to be his audience for the next 6 months, which is a couple of 100 hours of being his audience, of not being allowed to socialize with other people on the campsite, of not being able to have a conversation. From the whole day, we were sitting with him until lunch. Then he went in, had his lunch, watched a movie or a series, came back and talked to us till nightfall.
Yes.
And it's really draining if you're just being somebody's audience. Like I said, we couldn't get shit done. That's the reason we couldn't make the vlogs. He didn't allow us to make vlogs around him. We couldn't talk to other people. We couldn't leave. We couldn't go anywhere. So instead of camping park, the camping park, we called it a concentration camp almost. We called it a prison camp.
Yes.
We started calling it a prison camp. And he's the warden and his wife are the wardens, because she could have stopped him a little bit. Like the first time we met, the first time we were together, it was fun. She was sitting outside, he was sitting outside and he would be talking a lot, but she would interrupt him and say, hey, stop talking a bit. Here's from Patrick and Petra. But also, normally, if you are interested in each other, you want to hear from
The other party.
You want to hear... If you quiz us, we know everything about them.
Yes.
If you quiz them about us, they can't tell you shit.
Don't think so.
Because they
No.
never asked us about us, ever. They didn't ask us one question about us.
No.
And if I was trying to tell a personal story, he'd interrupt me and tell a story about his life instead. So I know which cars he had, which motorbikes he had. I can tell you everything, sort of, almost, because he told those stories not once, not twice, but many times over, the same stories.
Yeah.
So at some point you can literally know,
Dream them.
he's now at 30% of this story and he still has 70% to go. And it's really rude also to treat people like prisoners just because you're fixing their van. That was never.
Imbalance.
It was. I mean, it shifted. Suddenly, you were equal-ish, but maybe we never were.
No.
Because of usually mostly because of financials. If we had financials, you'd pay a mechanic to fix your cam belt or do a new one or check the engine out.
Yep.
But because we were poor, we were sort of taken advantage of. And it happened almost so you didn't notice it. You didn't notice the setup.
No.
But they were isolating us from other people, for isolating us as an audience. And like I said, instead of that, the woman said to him, look, you're a bit much, you're a bit overbearing, a bit overwhelming. She thought, finally, I have time for myself.
Yep.
So she was calling up her friends, her sister.
Yep.
She was watching her favorite series called The Midwife. She was reading a book. She was knitting scarves for Christmas for her grandchildren. So she got to do shit. She got stuff done because we were there
To distract him.
to distract him.
Yeah.
So she loved that we were there. And she didn't.
Yep.
Like I say, I always tell Peter, I mean, I know I can talk a lot. I've been talking a lot now. I always say to Peter, please cut in. Please rescue me or rescue other people from me when I'm talking a lot. But, you know, I enjoy this kind of videos, but I was not able to talk, not even for a whole minute. And even when other people asked me a question about me. There was one time an English guy, because English guys were welcome, because they're English, other English are welcome for them. Always.
Yeah.
That's they're recruiting the English to become their new camping friends all the time.
Yep.
As soon as English arrived, they dropped everything, they dropped you, then we no longer had to be an audience, we no longer existed.
Yep.
For English, even his wife came out, the van for English.
True.
The English were everything for them. If there was another English, they were also horny, almost literally horny. Oh, there's another English person, let's go recruit them. And then they were super nice and super friendly, like they recruited us in the beginning, because we're English speaking, but not real English, so we're like a level lower. And we're peasants, so we're another level lower. But if the English were invited to sit with them, they often invited us also. We were already sitting there as an audience. If the English, however, asked me a question about my life, so one of the English worked in London for an advertising agency. I worked for an advertising agency. So he said, Patrick, oh, I hear you work for an advertising agency. Tell me more. And then instead of, when I started to reply, our English guy took over and replied for me.
Yes.
Which is really rude, because he'd been talking. I mean, it's not only at us that he would talk so much, but everybody.
No, of course.
But everybody. There was only one person talking on the campsite the whole time, and it was him.
Usually,
And everybody noticed it.
Of course.
Now, normally I would say, wait a second, I can answer my own. He's asking about me. I'm the expert about me.
Yes,
Let me answer that no problem. But I couldn't do that because our engine was in the van, and if I would have upset him in public in front of if I would sort of reprimand him, call him back and said, wait a second, he would no longer fix the van. And his wife told us over and over again, whatever you do, don't upset him, or he will drop you and not fix the van. So your only choice is to agree with him about everything, because if you if you do one time, it only has to be one time, it's over.
Yep.
So that was really
Weird.
a weird time for us, because you have two adult people, and just because we have a low budget, we're being sort of used as prisoners, hostages, against our will, being an audience. Well, we had shit to do. We wanted to go to Portugal to do shit. And to shit literally, but also to do shit. We wanted to do a lot of things. Most of all, YouTubing. And also create digital nomad opportunities. But we get more done in the winter in the Netherlands than in Portugal. So why the hell did we drive all the way to Portugal for being held hostage, being not taken seriously, and not being appreciated for our opinions? Our opinions didn't matter. They were not interested in me. They were not interested in Petra.
Nope.
And our experience in our life. It was all about...
Yep.
It was sort of the...
I'm fixing your van, so...
I own your soul. I own your body. I own your time. And time is really important to us. But also, how do you think it makes me feel in front of Petra if she sees me agreeing with somebody and she knows that I don't agree with everything? And you can't even... I mean, it makes me look very weak. And it makes me feel horrible that I put Petra in this position, and because Petra didn't want to go
In the first place.
in the first place. Also mainly because of this, that we didn't get a lot done. But like I said, they were tempting us with the repairs, and to make things even a step worse, once the engine was back in, we were happy again because we had our freedom, and the first thing we did was go to Castro Verde again for shopping. Then I think we were too scared. We went to Sabras first, to the south, but we went to the Sheena shop, and we picked up for $10 like 2 cans of paint, $4 each, and 2 paint brushes for €1.
Yep.
So for €10 we picked up some grey paint, and because we fixed the van up, we said, well, we're gonna paint the van really fast, so it looks a bit better from a distance at least. And now it's not real car paint, but because as an appreciation for fixing the van, it still looked a bit rough, like it came from the Ukrainian war. We started painting it, and like in one afternoon we had it fully painted, and that was a little job done.
True.
We thought it was a little job. But then...
Boy, were we wrong.
The English guy went to the garbage because his wife was about to go for Christmas. She wanted to take the airplane to meet her family in England. So she would be gone for a couple of weeks, and he needed to do something. All the jobs were done on the van, and he was sort of thinking, what will I do all this time? And she said, well, you'll have to keep him busy, and that's what we were fearing, indeed. You have to keep him busy while I'm gone. And there was no sort of project left that we could do.
No.
So he created another project for himself on our van. So he went to the garbage container. He got a sort of a wooden plank. He was holding the wooden plank to our freshly painted side of the van. And then he said, hey, look, interestingly, one side is more level than the other side. And I said, well, we never noticed that before.
No.
And you can't really see it because you never look at the van
Doesn't matter.
from the front, so you can see both sides.
No.
You can't see it. The van is too big. You stand on one side, it looks in order. You stand on the other side, it looks in order. And then, before we sort of realized it, he said, well, look, this wooden plank, maybe the plank was crooked. I don't know. We didn't have a sort of a level with us, a water level. He said, I think it's more, like one side is more like so, and the other side is more like so. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The one is straight, and one is a bit more round. He said, we don't care. It's an old van, it adds character, we don't care. It's freshly painted, it's done. So we can finally start enjoying the motorhome. And we're happy the work is finally done, and we got everything fixed and replaced. Before we know it, he takes a big crowbar, jams it into the freshly painted side, and tears off a whole metal plate, fiberglass plate, from the side, and then rips a huge hole in the side, like a cannon shot a cannonball at our van from the side. And I'm like, oh my God. And Petra was like, oh boy, what does he do now? We just freshly painted that. That $10 paint was our budget for the van. That was sort of the finishing touch for us. That's like, we're done. And he said, no, we're not done. We got to fix this hole. Got to fix this hole when my wife is over in England visiting her relatives. We're gonna fix this hole. But this hole didn't need to be there from the beginning.
No.
He said it looks like it had some damage. Maybe something drove into it, or they hit a pole, something like that in the past life of the van. We got to make it level. We got to fix this. But he also said to actually fix this, you need power tools, which we didn't have.
No.
So he says, okay, your shopping list for next time is sandpaper, more paint, filler, fiberglass filler, paint brushes, more blocks of wood, so we can rub everything down. So he gave us a whole shopping list, and we had no budget for that. So we had to drive with a hole in the side of the van to get more supplies, which we didn't have money for, and we didn't want him to do that to begin with. It wasn't necessary. It looked perfect. And here we are, and before we realized it, so it almost felt like with the engine, we said the van drives well, we're happy. He sabotaged it by taking the engine out. Now he rips off the plate of the van. So he fixed, with one hand he fixes the van, and with the other hand he destroys your van. Literally, he breaks it, fixes it, and breaks something else to keep you dependent.
So it is a toy to play with, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a sort
Seemed
of...
like,
I mean, all the time that we had left in Portugal, we were not looking forward to spending also that other time just doing this. We needed to do YouTube, we needed to work, we needed money. We only been spending money. This was not on the agenda, and he didn't ask.
No.
He didn't say, can I use the crowbar, jam it into a freshly painted van, rip off the side panel. He just did it because he'd done a lot to it. He thinks it's his toy, like Petra says. And before we knew it, it was off, and then there was no reversing it, and it looked horrible. And many weeks he gave us sort of the job.
To sandpaper.
Yeah, we put fiberglass filler in it. He showed us how to do it. So it was learnful. It was not all bad, but it was not our plan that it needed to be done. He showed us how to use fiberglass filler to fill it. And then he says, well, just fill it, sandpaper it down, and then paint it again. So they go shopping with the motorbike. Petra and I spent sanding it down. It was smooth. So we think we're clever. We paint the van again. The paint that we bought had to buy, so especially we painted. And it looked okay again. So he comes back and we're like, surprise, we're done. And he says, no, you can't be done. We're going to need a lot of weeks. So he comes with this wooden plank that he got from the garbage container. He says, no, it's still not level. He takes a block of sandpaper, starts sandpapering off our fresh paint again. So we had to go back again, get more sandpaper, get more paint. It's almost like a slapstick. So every time Peter and I spent sandpapering down the van, wasn't he doing that? Was we doing that?
Yeah.
He was, because it was getting hotter and hotter. He was sitting inside the whole day in front of the
Air conditioning.
air conditioning, the fan, the wind fan. And then once a day he came out and inspected the work, and he destroyed the work that we've been doing the whole day. And he said, well, it's with the wooden, with that wooden board. I mean, I can throw that wooden board, I want to break it in 1,000 pieces. Oh, no, it's not level, it's not level, it's not level, it's not level. Again. And he also said to sandpaper it down, you actually need a power tool. And we don't have a power tool with us. So we're doing with our hands, with the blocks, while we actually had to do vlogging and no digital nomad work. We're sanding down, sweat running down my shoulder hurt for 2 years after that. 2 years, still a bit. It's still a bit painful actually. Now I'm feeling it's still a bit painful now. It's 2 years later, from sanding it the whole day, making it smooth as possible, and the horrible thing is, he always rejected it, and he said, well, I have to do it myself. And then he tried it, but he also couldn't get it done without power tools. It just looked as good as it looked. It looked the best when he didn't pull the plate off, but we couldn't get it better looking than we could get it, if that makes sense. So I think we went for paint like 5 or 6 times. We went for sandpaper 5 or 6 times. We had to go for paintbrushes 5 or 6 times, which is extra trips to go pick up the supplies. So it's an extra trip. It means an extra tank of fuel. Puts completely to waste all the... if you save money, because you had to now do extra trips in the week just to pick up supplies. For the paint and the sandpapering, and I had to order fiberglass filler because we ran out of fiberglass filler, and there was no fiberglass filler for sale in Portugal because I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere. I had to order that in from the Netherlands. Took another few weeks for it to arrive, and another expenditure that we hadn't counted on. And the worst thing of it all was, it was sort of getting close to May, and he said, we gotta leave. So he left us with it. So he created the mess. He promised us it would look better and it would be fixed while his wife was for Christmas holiday. But when she came back from Christmas holiday, it wasn't fixed yet. Are you still doing it? Yes, he said. Yeah, I mean, we painted it 100 times, and he kept destroying our work the next day, so we had to do it all over again the next day for months. And then he said it's too hot and we were going to go back, we're bored. They left us with it. So as soon as they left, Peter and I just finished it up like we've been doing for the last few months, sanding it down again, painting it. And we're like, okay, it's good enough. We're tired, we're bored, we're out of money. It's hot. We also want to do something else. We didn't sign up for this ever. So it was really rude that they treated us like this. They wasted our time completely, blabbing to us, giving us jobs to do, and making the jobs last forever. It was like, indeed, in a prison camp where you torture your prisoners. Full control, full dominance. It's almost like psychotic or sadomasochistic. A pleasure that it probably gave them to enjoy our misery and completely waste our year, basically. We didn't sign up for those jobs. We didn't sign up for any of it, and it's really rude to just destroy somebody else's vehicle without good reason, without asking it, at least. So what we gained from the fixings, we also lost because the van looked after that. The van looked horrible. People said, "What happened here?" Before they never said that. What happened here on the side?
Yeah.
Many people ask, "What happened here?" There's a color difference. Looks like somebody smashed into it. But that was what the plate was for.
Yeah.
So you couldn't see it. It was good when we painted it the first time for $10.
Yep.
We didn't get it back
No.
to looking that good.
Never. Yeah.
Never. We never got it.
No.
And he never apologized for it either. He never said, "Yeah, sorry about that."
Nope.
Never said sorry for anything. So you can imagine the friendship for us was kind of over. Any reason to go back there was over, because we knew if we would go back to that site, it would also. That's why we're not bringing this van to Portugal. That's why we didn't take this van to Portugal, because even though he did let us know that he was sort of itching to get his hands on it, we cannot do it because we know what we're signing up for. There will be some things fixed and there will be some things broken.
Yeah.
Our time will have to be spent as an audience, and we can't deal with it anymore. But also the big thing is, I said it in the last video, and I think you have to be here already. The big thing is, and that's another. He's prone to conflict. So, like I said, we were very social. We make a lot of friends. There was even friends that tried to save us from him, and they said, "Patrick and Peter, I invite you guys to come on a walk with me today," because they noticed we were being held hostage, and he said, "If this guy, what does he want? He wants to go hiking with us for a day, and he's asking if that's okay, if we have permission from the English to do that." It's so sad. We were not allowed to leave it. If Petra said, "I'm going to the post office," they want to go with Petra.
Yeah.
One of them went with.
Where you going? What you doing?
Wherever we went, we were chaperoned. The
Yeah.
prison guard, one of the prison guards always went with us.
Yeah.
So he said, "Well, you can go hiking with your friend, with your new friend. You like him better than me, maybe. But then who's going to fix the van again?" So people couldn't save us also from that. We could only save ourselves, but because we gave... So being on a low budget can put you in sort of prickly situations. But he was always saying, "I'm going to clock this guy. I'm going to punch this guy's lights out. I'm going to hit this van over the head with a baseball bat." So he was very conflict prone. Like we said, he called a lot of people idiots, and "I'm going to kill him, I'm going to smash him, I'm going to kill this person's dog. I'm going to hit this person over the head with a bat, with a baseball bat." It was always talking very violently, and people oftentimes tell you the truth, what they were going to do, what they're actually going to do. And he was picking on targets like old people, sick people, even women and children. So I talked about in the last video, they put our lives at risk a couple of times.
Yeah.
One time happened during the travel. He picked a fight with somebody, with a girl. And I'm not going into too much detail, but he picked a fight with a girl. And the girl's boyfriend was a fireman. And we were parked at the fireman's station. He was a huge guy.
Huge dude.
And he thought he could get away with sort of picking a fight with a small girl. And this huge fireman storms. And it happened when Petra and I were out.
Yeah.
That's when he picked the fight. I'm not saying the girl was 100% free, but he picked a fight. She was a bit of a meanie. But he picked a fight with her. Our strategies ignore them. He picked a fight with her, thought he could get away with it. We got a message, "You need to come back. There's a fight going on." And then we come back, and there comes storming this huge fireman down the hill. And I interviewed a couple of firemen when I was a news reporter. And they are very tight. These firemen and women, they're really tight with each other. If you pick a fight with one, you have a fight with everyone.
Them all.
With them all. So I saw where this was heading. So he was sort of he thought Patrick is big too. He will protect me.
Yes.
But I thought, are we really here to be sort of to beat up
Bodyguard?
some firemen, or
Yeah.
am I a bodyguard for hire? Besides firemen and police, and he was chatting with the police also. So I said, I just calmed the fireman down as far as I could, but he was trying to fight with the firemen, and I said, no, we're leaving. I'll arrange it. Just give us a few minutes. We'll leave. That was the first time we put our lives at risk.
Yep.
Because things like this, I mean, they're not going to ask questions. If you are there and he picked the fight, we are associated with him as the picker of the fight. On the campsite, many times I was worried because he was saying, I'm going to clock this guy if he comes closer. And the guy came closer, and I was worried that I had to jump in again and protect an old guy in his 80s or in his 70s who's sort of sick and weak from being beat up by this guy just because they wanted to talk to us or talk to him.
Yeah.
Even if, like, he was working on his motorbike or cleaning his motorbike, and other motorbikers would come over and say, hey, I had a bike like that. Just normal conversation. He would think, if he says one more thing, I'm going to clog him in the mouth, or I'm going to punch him in the head. So, and he was really aggressive. It was not a big guy, but he was really like a Chihuahua dog. Like, they bite really fast. Like, you know? So, the other time when we were camping and our engine was in his trailer, there was a local boy on a bicycle.
Yep.
And the local boy on a bicycle sees because he has a nice, pretty motorcycle, is sort of looking. He's bicycling along all the motorhomes, and then he sees this shiny motorbike. So the young boy on a bicycle, the Portuguese boy who lives in the village, he's like, oh, that's a nice motorbike. So he gets up out of the chair, our English friend.
Yes.
And we were in the chairs as an audience, but he put the motorbike on the other side of his campervan. So he says, I'm just going to see what this guy on this boy on the bike is doing.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the boy pedals away really fast.
Yeah.
And I said, and what happened? He said, yeah, I pushed him over. He was standing too close.
Yeah. Just admiring the
He was
bike.
just admiring him.
Yeah.
And instead of saying, oh, come have a look, sit on it or whatever, he said, I pushed him off his bicycle. He wasn't even touching according to him.
No.
I pushed him over.
Yeah.
So I said to Petra, wow, this can go wrong really fast, because this boy is going to cycle back to the village. In the village live a few villagers with pitchforks, sticks, and rakes, and this can escalate really fast.
Yep.
If the boy was hurt and starts crying to his mother, and he says, this meanie man pushed me over, we didn't see it.
Nope.
But it happened. We saw the boy paddling off, but he told us, and he had no reason to lie. He said, I pushed the boy off his bike, and he doesn't seem to understand the consequences that can have. So and it can happen really fast. You can have an angry crowd of people, an angry mob, armed with sticks and stones,
Pitchforks.
and can do a lot of damage to you and your van, and it can go sideways really fast. And because we are sitting there next to him, we are again associated with him. And if he's bad behaving, then people associate us and him with the bad behavior as well.
Yep.
So that was the second time we put our life at risk.
Yep.
Because the boy, a local boy, that's you have to respect the locals a little bit. I mean, I understand you don't have to let them do naughty things to your property, but the boy was just admiring the van, and he could have handled that better
The bike.
than he did. But I think he was frustrated about other things, and he acted it out on the boy. And we've seen him act out his frustrations a lot of times on people. And this conflict proneness that doesn't match with us at all.
True.
And then, especially when he called me a traitor for helping one of his friends, who became a friend of ours also,
Yeah.
with some translations, that was really, for me, that was the sort of that combination, plus everything we just said, the way they treated us as prisoners, just because we have a bit much less money in the bank, and suddenly we have to obey them as slaves. Like there isn't there. We just watched the movie about this,
Yeah.
where he's sort of the dominant. He needs the dominance, and we are sort of the slaves in the chains, and we have to lick the boots. It turned into a relationship like that, just like
Yeah, it crept in just like that. Before we knew it, it was... Yeah, it was really strange how that happened.
yeah. So I told you this was going to be a big video, but also you understand how things can go sideways really fast if you go convoying with somebody. And I'm not kidding when I said it's not only the travel, and the travel wasn't too great, but then also being held. It felt like a prison camp, work camp,
Sort of.
more
yes.
than you can do your own thing. There was none of doing your own thing.
No.
So remember, if you go convoying with somebody, you really, sometimes you think you know, but you really don't know. And before you realize it, it can go really sideways really fast. Like by sabotaging the van on purpose, just to have a toy project for himself.
Yep.
This means that they have no respect for us, and that we have to make a living and earn a living and make YouTube vlogs. So our first hunch to say no was the right one. So you have to listen to that gut feeling that's gnawing and warning you. There's so many warnings,
Yep.
and we ignored them all, and it put us in a situation that he opened up the engine, put it in his trailer. And that was the other worry that I had. I thought if he punches somebody in the face, he hurts his hand, so he can no longer use the screwdriver or the tools.
Yeah.
If his hand is in the casket,
Yes.
or if he's taken to jail for violence,
Yeah.
public violence,
Yeah.
then it takes even longer to get our van fixed, if that makes sense. So, and he thought he could get away with it because I'm a big guy and I was always there to step in. But that's not why I go do the van life in Portugal. For us, it took all our money, and we're still paying back a loan because we had to stop paying our health insurance bill for almost a year to pay for all that extra paint and all that extra sandpaper and all that extra diesel to go get the supplies and all to order all those parts for repairs that we didn't sort of ask for to be done, and they never asked us, can you afford those repairs? And it's going to cost you about this much if we're going to do this route. Can you afford all that? They just assumed, because we went to the North Store, which cost extra money, they just assumed that we had extra money. They didn't ask us. And we didn't get anything done for that whole stay that we were there. And then as soon as as they left, we were getting things done again.
Yeah.
And by then, we lost a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, of course.
And we didn't really know how to talk about that, because it's sort of humiliating that.
Yeah.
And we're sort of both adults, and we think we're smart.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that you think, we'll see it coming, but nope.
Yeah.
Just crept in.
It snuck in, and it makes us even. It causes you to hate, to avoid people, if it makes sense. You don't want to avoid people, and we've been talking to this with another couple as well. By default, we're very social, but it makes you avoid people even more, especially happenings like this. It's what you don't ask for.
Yep.
It's it's just it made it a horrible experience, and their version will probably be, oh yeah, we've done so much for them and they're very ungrateful.
Yeah, of course.
But we never asked them to do a lot.
That is true.
We were already happy with the things that were fixed, like that needed to be fixed, like brakes needed to be repaired. We're very happy with that and grateful. But the price we had to pay was for every... I mean, like I said, the repairs that he did took him a couple of hours in the month. The time that we had to give him in return was everything. 6 months of our time in a row. And that was too much. It was just too much. You don't get energy from being somebody's audience and knowing that if you say something back, that they're gonna be upset and stop fixing your van. It's not nice to blackmail people with repairs. And for us, it's not nice to be in a situation that you're so poor that you have to turn to these people and give them full control of your life. And it's just horrible. And that's another reason that we hope that we sell some e-books in our bundle, so we never have to go to something like that again. So that's why we're here without heat, in the Netherlands, in the snow, in the cold, and Petra sitting on her hands and me wearing the gloves, because at least we get the time to ourselves.
Yes.
We get the time to ourselves again. And now nobody's blackmailing us and telling us to be somebody else's audience and telling you not to be yourself. And I wanted to tell this story. I wanted to get it off my chest, and it's not to be unappreciative for what they have done, and it's not to bash them, but it is our experience and it's what happened, and we want you to never have to go through that, what we had to go through, ever again, or ever at all. And so take this as a warning.
Cautionary tale.
On how... Cautionary tale. Trust your gut, trust your instinct. If you're not compatible, don't go. If you cannot afford a mechanic to do these jobs, don't trust a stranger with your van. Don't let a stranger touch your van. Yeah, even though when it's a mechanic, it's a stranger too. But it's
always trust your gut feeling.
At the end of the day, we broke down in the Netherlands when we came back from that trip with the Renault Master. And everything that was done to it, the repairs, the tire, everything, the painting, the fixing, the filling of the holes, putting solar panel, roof edge on, improving it, cam belt, brake pads, everything, brake lines, oil changes, was all for nothing, because now we're in this van, or we're in the same situation that we still have no money, and now we don't have that support system that you can have your pit crew mechanic anymore. But we're much happier here in the snow than we were then in Portugal in the sun. And that shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't be more happier there. And it's unfortunate that over a person like this makes you lose a lot of friendships. There's a lot of friendships that we socially, that they told us we couldn't have because they were claiming us. So you miss out on possibly good friends because you're always judged on the company you keep. So many people, they noticed what he was doing, and they were also annoyed by him and by his aggressive behavior. But it made them also walk around us.
Of course.
Eventually because of it. And it makes sense, because you don't want to spring them on somebody you like.
True.
That's unfortunate, because, and I don't know what enjoyment they got out of it, unless you are sort of into this kinky control stuff, this as sadomasochistic stuff that you can't say, hey, sorry, I was talking a lot. Now you talk. Tomorrow you can talk a lot, or you need to do your own thing. It's kind of weird. And I told you this was going to be a long one.
It is.
It is a long one. It's almost getting dark.
Yeah,
And
it is.
probably Petra needs to pee.
Yes, by now I really do. Yes.
And so, to Petra, thank you for sitting through this.
Sitting through this, yes.
And because, believe it or not, we have talked about this off camera with ourselves a lot. Like, we had to process everything. How did we get into the situation?
Yeah.
How did it get so far? How did it go off course so fast?
True.
How can we avoid it in the future, mainly? Yeah?
Yes.
All because we went convoying, because they convinced us to come with them. It's a good idea, it's going to be fun, and you could get to do a lot of stuff done. And the reality was a bit different, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we know that, we learned, and we hope if you sit through this 2-hour video, that might save you
Yep.
2 years of wasting your time with somebody.
Yep.
Similar like this.
Yeah.
So we hope you recognize the signs before you have to recognize the hostage taker or the kidnapper before you're being kidnapped. So you have to recognize it sooner. We had to recognize it before the engine was in the trailer, but behind 5 locks. We had to recognize it sooner, and the universe was throwing it in our faces the way we were feeling. We were not happy, we were frustrated, we were, they were rushing us, we felt rushed, frustrated, couldn't get shit done. So we could have said we'll have to go somewhere else, turn around, stop this. We didn't, and because we didn't, it got worse and worse and worse. Trust your gut, trust your instinct, yada yada yada, blah blah.
Yeah, true.
Well, I hope you liked the video. Please buy our bundle. Link is in the comments. But always, as always, I ask Petra something you want to add, something I forgot.
Really, dude?
Because Petra can summarize this in a minute, usually, or less. Especially when she needs to pee.
Yeah.
So,
So?
you want to have the last word?
Well, it was, started out nice, and we really thought, we were compatible. Dare I say, maybe we even were friends, but no, it's just it turned out, went from, it turned out ugly, and how it crept in, well, maybe in a few years we'll find that out. Yeah, it's unfortunate and sad at the same time. Yeah, it happened. And basically, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, we did consider them our best friends, and we thought we would be friends for life and friends till the end.
Yeah.
But
No.
I don't think we have done in our turn anything this sort of inappropriate to them. We haven't treated them badly. We were nice to their friends. They called our friends idiots and people you needed to punch in the face. They didn't want us to have other friends. We always wanted them to have other friends. When they were recruiting other English or talking to other people, we were always polite to those other people.
Yeah.
Because we usually think your friends are our friends. But there were signs, and we ignored every sign again, and that's on us. And then we say, well, that's why we're rather here in the cold. At least we have each other, and hopefully it will not happen again. And hopefully we will have at some point enough money to pay a mechanic, and then you have to bring in your van for a couple of hours, but then at least you have your freedom and you have your time and everything.
Yeah.
And now we had none of those things.
No.
We went for nothing. When we broke down, when we came back, we ended up with nothing. After having gone through all of that, there was no payoff at the end. The payoff was that the van broke down anyway in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And hadn't we not gone on the trip, we wouldn't have never driven so far, and well, might have ended up in the same place. But you don't know.
You don't know. Sure.
So yeah, this is our video, and we hope you appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we have, believe it or not, we have, we're not out of topics yet, but what this concerns, we still have some other topics that we need to tackle. One of the next one would be our worst Christmas ever. And this is a Christmas horror story.
Yes.
And it's not going to be, that's for the next one. It's not going to be so long a one, but it could easily get into an hour one.
Yep.
But please, if you're still watching after 2.5 hours, and this channel might be the channel for you, please buy our ebook bundle, and you can pay for it with Ideal, even if you're from the Netherlands. It's a local payment system.
Yep.
You can also buy with Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal, credit cards.
Yep.
Please buy the bundle. We spent the whole day telling you this story. It's been in the making a long time. We finally get it off our chest. That's why it's long. I want to put it out there. Learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
I'm not afraid to say, yes, we made all the mistakes in the book, so you don't have to make them yourself. And that's why we're doing it. And we hope you appreciate it.
Indeed.
All right. Let's Petra off the hook. After 2.5 hours, finally you have to pee.
It's getting dark already.
And it's getting dark.
So
So we're going to have to upload this video. It will take a while too. So kudos to you guys for listening. Thank you for hearing us out.
yeah.
And let us know in the comments what you think. We're hoping to hear from you. And we're hoping to see the next sale of the ebook
Yes.
bundle.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.